Hi, and welcome to episode 27 of Girlfriends Knitting. I'm Carolyn. I go by Caw, Shirley on Plurk and Ravelry. And this may be a short episode this week. I haven't brought a lot of my stuff with me to my office today. I feel very unprepared. It's just been that kind of a week. So let's just kind of start off. Welcome to anybody who is new, and welcome back for those of you who've been watching me. Thank you so much for y'all's support. So what's been going on? I didn't get to record last week because my college that I work for is in the middle of their accreditation process. It's anybody who's in higher ed knows that's something you go through on a regular basis so that you can prove that you are maintaining the correct standards. And we are, and it's just a matter of writing that report and getting it to the correct people. So that's a big process, and it's a very important thing. So my office does a lot of the work on that. I'm not the main coordinator for the project, but my office does do a lot of the work on that report. And so I've gotten most of my pieces of the report done, and so now I'm basically just support, which will be good because that way I can focus on other things instead of spending all of my time working on that particular project, which has been a large majority of my time. There have been many days over the last 2 weeks where I've gone home and gone to sleep at 6 or 7 o'clock after eating dinner and not woken up until the next morning. I'm just flat exhausted. And I've never understood that, why mental activity is so draining, but it really is. I've got to get back to working out. I have not been working out properly at all, and I'm very, very scared because the race is literally 2 months away for me now. So I've got to get to the gym and get to working on that. Some other big things going on around my world right now, though, is I'm heading out to my mom's. Amy and I will be headed out there for my nephew's birthday this weekend, and so I'm super excited about that. And we should have a lot of fun, and I may even get Mom to record a little snippet of something for y'all while I'm out there. That's what's going on with me. I hope all of y'all are doing great and had a great 2 weeks while I was busy at work. I have gotten a few things in the mail. So let me start with mail before I go into finished objects and works in progress. Plurk is evil. If you aren't on Plurk or don't know about Plurk, it's a social networking site similar to Facebook or Twitter or things like that. It's closer to Twitter, I would say, than Facebook. And they post all of the updates to the Etsy shops on there, and they just tell you about all kind of good stuff. And a while back, the Stockinette Zombies podcast and Wee Sparrow made these bags, and I had to get one. But while I was on the site buying my little hoe bag, you have to watch Stockinette Zombies to understand all that. It's hilarious. Highly recommend it. I bought me a Ravengers t-shirt too. Don't tell anybody. I've been spending way too much money. I'm on money restriction until Rhinebeck, so that way I can go crazy at Rhinebeck. So, yay, the Ravengers. And then it came with a little Stockinette Zombies sticker. So excited about that. So that came in the mail. Let me get that folded back up. Then I got Basil's eyes in. I don't even know if I showed y'all Basil. I think I did. He's sitting back there now. And my assistant's little girl, who's in first grade, made him a hat. So he's now wearing his hat. It kind of looks like a bishop's hat. And so I got toggles for my project bags. I think I showed you that. And I got eyes for Basil. And I told y'all I also bought a surprise for y'all. So this is for the Color Affection Knit Along. It's a necklace. Keep calm and carry yarn. So this is one of the giveaways for the Color Affection Shawl Knit Along. Isn't it awesome? This is from Rain Lover Knits, and I got it on her Etsy shop. I'm selfish. I am. Y'all just have to love me through that, because I told y'all I was spending too much money. I got me one too. Mine says, shh, I'm counting. And being the math nerd that I am, that just seemed very appropriate for me. Because I really do tell people that, shh, I'm counting. So I got me one, and I got y'all one. So that will be one of the several prizes for the Color Affection Knit Along. I'm so excited. Thank you, Rain Lover. So I got those. I think that was all my goodies that I got in the mail. I was so excited about that. Yay! Okay, so let's go on to finished objects. My finished object is 1, not completely finished, and 2, not knitting. It is spinning. And by not completely finished, it has not been soaked and thwacked and all that good stuff. So it's very crinkly because it is a Navajo ply. And I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but I tend to spin my Navajo ply a little bit more than I do my 2-ply because it relaxes when you soak it. I noticed that with my mountain fibers. So let me tell you the details. This is Fire colorway by Anzula Fibers. It is a corriedale, and it was purchased for me by Amy because she is into knitted hats. I don't get her obsession with knitted hats, but hey, I'm all about knitting some hats. They're quick, fun projects. And she challenged me with this. So she bought me the fiber, and she said, I would like you to spin it on your own, design the pattern yourself, so no finding a hat pattern and knitting the hat for it. But design the pattern yourself as a hat for me and post the pattern on Ravelry. I'm sure it'll end up being a free pattern on Ravelry. It depends on how much work and effort it went into creating the pattern. If the pattern is super complicated and wonderful, I may charge $1 or $2 for it. But if it's just a regular old hat, then I'll put it on as a free pattern like I did my wisteria socks. So that is my challenge. So you will be hearing more about this. And I don't know if this will end up the name of the hat, but I've been calling the fiber, even though it's the Fire colorway, I've been calling it When There's Smoke. Because you see the grays in it. And that's what she wants. She wants a fire theme for the design. So I've got to come up with some sort of a lacy or cable-y, fiery goodness. So there's my kind of finished object. Knitting. I only brought 2 things. I love the Stockinette Zombies. I love many different podcasts, but the Stockinette Zombies just happens to be the one I have a bunch of stuff about today. Megan came up with this idea of kind of a swap, but not really. It's I forget exactly what she called it. I should have looked it up and written it down, but I didn't. It's been one of those weeks where basically you say, okay, I will do this for you if you do this for me. I've got this project that needs a good home, or I've been working on this and I can't get it finished, and so I'll spin you some yarn if you finish my project for me, that kind of thing. Well, Veronika, I talk about her a lot on the podcast, was knitting some socks for her daughter. And I really wanted to play with the yarn. That was my main reasoning. But she was having a lot of trouble with the socks. She's used to toe up. This is a cuff down. She just wasn't thrilled with it. By the way, sock the vote. I'm not in the running at all, nor should I be. That is awesome, fine with me. Fat girl speaks. The fat squirrel, fat girl. I'm sorry, Amy Beth. The fat squirrel speaks. I'm just saying. Just like she does. I'm just saying. Anyway, Stockinette Zombies, swap. So I wanted to play with the yarn. I'll show you and tell you why in just a second. She was not having fun with the pattern. She was into knitting washcloths. Love me some knitted washcloths. Hate knitting with cotton. So I told her we would swap. I said, I'll finish your socks for you for Leandra if you knit me some washcloths. And she said, I love it. And so she gave it all the stuff to me. And so I've been happily knitting away. And I'm almost finished, 75% finished or so, on these socks for Veronika. And she's already given me 2 washcloths. So super excited. This swap is working out great for me. This is the yarn that I wanted to play with. It is Tempted yarn, and I hadn't used Tempted yarn before, and I just loved it. It was so sweet and squishy, and the twist is just amazing. And I believe the colorway is Koi in a Blender, which cracked me up in and of itself. So it's oranges and blues and whites. It's really showing up pretty true to life on the monitor right now. And I so forgot the name of the pattern. It's a triangle stitch pattern with a short row heel. So here is sock number 1. Leandra has big feet, but that's okay. I'm loving playing with this yarn. So there's sock number 1. And I'm about an inch away from starting the heel on sock number 2. So I'm doing pretty good. I've been working on this last week and very happy with it. Love this triangle stitch. It kind of breaks up any flashing that you may have in the variegated yarn. So it's very good for variegated yarn, I believe. And soon, Veronika and her lovely daughter will have some awesome socks. So that's one thing I've been working on. And then while I have been in meetings this week, because we're back at school and it's registration, and of course we're meeting over and over again about getting these reports finished. And they don't particularly care if I knit during meetings, as long as I'm paying attention, which knitting actually helps me do. I'm sure you feel the same way. So I've been working on my plain vanilla socks, and I'm knitting until this runs out. At some point I'll decide that I need to do some ribbing, and I'll do some ribbing. So they're going to be much longer than socks I typically knit for myself. And so I've been having to do some increasing. You can see I started the increases there to go up my leg. And I did a math video that I posted on the blog about how I'm going about measuring this and measuring my increases. Take a look. Tell me what you think. There you go. That's what I've been working on. This is some Red Heart and Soul, I think maybe the name of it. It's got aloe in it, and it is a wool nylon acrylic blend, I think. Again, I have no tags today. I have nothing. I'm just completely out of the loop today. But that's what that is. I think it's Spring Stripes is the colorway. It's pretty. It'll be a fun weekend with jeans, winter, fall sock. The other thing I finished, I should have mentioned in finished objects, is my Afghan square for the Knit Girl swap. And I've gotten that finished. It is out of Berroco Vintage yarn in, I think they're calling it the pea soup colorway online. Berroco actually just puts a number. They don't have a name for it. And I did the dragon scales pattern. I will post a picture of it on the blog or something as soon as I get it soaked and dried and shipped off, because it's got to get shipped into the mail to my wonderful partner, who shall remain nameless until next week. But it's got to get shipped to her on Monday. So that's the plan there. So I'm also looking forward to a third package on the Knit Girls Square swap. Love the Afghan square swap. Highly, highly recommend it. Mo does a great job of organizing it, and it's been so much fun to participate in. I've gotten all the goodies, and I don't know, to me that's half of the fun, is picking up all the goodies. The last time I was visiting my parents in Dallas, Amy and I were walking through just Target or something, and I saw something, and it was for like $2 or $3, and it just so fit my swap partner this time that I stopped and bought it right then. And so that's been lots of fun, because I just keep in the back of my mind over that 2-month time period who they are, what they like, what their Ravelry profile says. And so anytime I see something that's in a $1 to $2 range, because I like giving several things, and so it's a $10 limit, so I usually buy 4 or 5 $1 to $2 items instead of like one $10 thing. So that was super awesome fun. I loved that pattern. So the dragon scales square pattern was lots of fun, and I will post pictures of that. So that's a finished, mostly object. I'm doing really bad with the soaking and blocking and thwacking part of the finishing of these projects lately. I have no idea what else I want to talk about. I didn't write it down. I didn't make show notes. I have been a terrible exerciser. I keep seeing various other people on our blog, on Plurk, talking about they're on week whatever of this, and I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be too. I'll get there. I'm positive pregnant. I will get there. So, because I am just totally clueless and can't remember what else I wanted to talk to you, lovely, wonderful people, about, I'm going to sign off and maybe write a blog post later, or get Mom to talk to me, and we'll record on Saturday with anything I happen to forget. Y'all have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.